The Senate has now approved amendments to the election laws a day after the National Assembly voted to make changes to the laws that they say will seal the loopholes in the country's electoral process.
The bill was passed in the absence of NASA senators, with the Jubilee counterparts accusing them of absconding duty. The bill now awaits presidential assent to become law.
I will put the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the report. As many are of that opinion, say aye. Aye. As many are of a contrary opinion, say nay. The ayes have it.
It was a homogeneous voice in the House as the Senate voted to approve changes in the election laws that they say will fill in the gaps in the election process and that were pointed out by the Supreme Court. With 25 approvals and none opposing, the bill is now a step closer to becoming law as senators concurred with their counterparts in the National Assembly in the absence of the NASA legislators who have termed the process a dictatorial rubber stamp.
This is a great opportunity for each one of us to now prepare for the elections without any fear, because the lacunas, the loopholes that have been in the law, Mr. Speaker, have now been sealed.
The members of NASA have done a great disservice to this country, because it is at times like this that leadership is required. Even opposing and disagreeing is leadership. Mr. Speaker, they had all the opportunities to present themselves before the committee, to be part of the committee, to begin with, to present themselves, to bring amendments. And you can see the level of what the majority leader called hypocrisy, in that even some of the members proposed amendments but didn't show up to prosecute their own amendments.
The process led by Jubilee lawmakers dropped a clause that would have allowed non-lawyers to chair the electoral agency. Also dropped was a clause that sought to reduce the quorum at the commission from 5 to 3. The vice chair can now, however, act as chair if there is a vacancy in the office of a chairman or if he is absent either by resignation or any other means.
Taking into account the latest judgment of Mativo, we are now in what we call a fresh process where everyone now can vie. And therefore, this idea that the president does not have some powers, he cannot sign something into law, is neither here or there.
On the question of the adequacy of time that the judiciary has to deal with presidential elections, he said it is the legislature now that has got to go and find its time and do its work and provide a framework on how it's going to proceed. And by inference, so many other issues, Mr. Speaker. Now the legislature has pronounced itself, Mr. Speaker. This country can now move forward. We can be able to say that, yes, there is a reference point to which elections can be conducted on the 26th.
Parliament approved the provision for the IBC chair to declare the winner in a presidential contest without all the results, provided the remaining results are insignificant. The House also refined a provision that would prevent the annulment of a presidential election on the basis of minor discrepancies. The Senate now adjourns for 25 days as the President is expected to sign both bills from the National Assembly and the Senate into law before the end of the week. Sheila Sendeo, NTV.